Yes guys, just here, back with another video. You read the title, you can see that this is the next massive move that's going to be happening. I'm seeing a lot of things in the market. I have a lot of charts prepared. You can see on the screen that the liquidation heat map is showing that the downside liquidity is just been getting grabbed, and to the upside now there's so much liquidity piling up. So we need to be looking at this exactly. You know, there's a little bit below us, so it's not certain that we go up straight away. We need to be looking at all the different charts that I do have prepared and all the scenarios. And yeah, we need to be seeing what's likely to be happening next in the market. So before we do that, make sure to smash up that like button. That would be absolutely insane. And make sure to drop a comment on what you think and how you're feeling in the market. Are you bullish or bearish? And yeah, let's get straight away in towards this banger. Bow. So you can see that the stock market has been ranging for a bit. It actually had a nice uptrend in February before it actually deviated from the highs and actually came straight back down. And that's just off of the tariffs. The market hates uncertainty, and there was a lot of uncertainty due to Trump actually imposing tariffs on different countries, and more on that relating to Bitcoin later. But you can see that the stock market has been in a horrible downtrend, just like Bitcoin. And yeah, Bitcoin is essentially being suppressed by the stock market. You know, if the stock market is bearish, then Bitcoin is also going to be bearish. So that is one thing that you need to be paying attention to. This is not just a correction in crypto. We're having a massive correction in the stock market and, you know, your other risk assets as well. So yeah, like a lot of markets are suffering, and this is one reason why we're actually getting a massive dump. But you can see that if we actually look in towards the data points that we have for today, you can see that I have a massive fractal for you guys showing that the news that we had this weekend is actually a massive trap. You can see that on the left hand side we have what price action is looking like right now, and on the right hand side we have the 2023 fractal for the Bitcoin ETF when that got announced. We actually had a small pump after a boring consolidation, then that was followed by a dump. We got a massive pump over here on the news announcement, and then we got a massive reversal straight to the downside. We actually had a little bit more bleeding before we formed that bullish divergence. Then we had a massive move towards the upside, and that was history essentially. Bears were in disbelief, and that's exactly what can be happening right now. It's looking incredibly similar. And if you actually go into the live market now, you can see that we've been exactly rejecting from this ascending triangle that I was telling you guys about. You had upward sloping resistance level, and as we were going into it, I was literally telling you guys on Twitter, I was telling you guys on the YouTube video I did, just coming back, that you need to be cautious as we were a critical resistance. And in my opinion, I've never seen really strong level that has previously provided a lot of support. And let me actually draw that again. So a level that's actually provided a lot of support like this, break down, and then you don't find at least a little resistance before you actually provide, you know, the opportunity to reclaim the level. So in my opinion, I was saying that it's likely we can get a little rejection, and of course we formed a massive CME gap, so that even added a bit more confluence, and you can see that that's been filled now, which is good news, because you don't want to really be pumping too far from your CME gap, as you can see that the reversal can be very violent. So it's better that we actually had that massive move down now, because if you actually reclaimed the 100 and you saw that CME gap, it's likely that you could have seen something crazy. So of course that's one good thing we can take from this, and you can see that we're starting to form higher lows in the short term. So potentially this can be a start of a new trend. If we can actually start to, you know, reclaim some levels, then you don't know, this can actually be the bottom, and we may be in the process of actually having that massive reversal. But of course, if you actually look into our fractal, you can see that we can have a bit more bleeding. So of course you can take the fractal with a pinch of salt. It's just something to tell you that it's likely we range, and of course I'm going to touch on that in literally just a second now. So onto the next chart, you can see we've been coming into nice upward slope and support. This is our fourth time actually testing it, and we had a massive bounce. We actually front run our CME gap. We almost filled it in and around the 77k mark, but yeah, we actually front run that and we hit this trend line and bounced. So again, people actually having the limit at the CME gap, waiting for it to be filled, and then actually buying that potential bounce, actually were left, you know, they were left behind. So this may be a trick where we just continue to rally and we never really fill the CME gap, potentially to the next bear market. But the statistics show that the majority of them actually do get filled. So if we have a little bit more bleeding and a little bit more chop, and we potentially just start to, you know, range a bit more, then yeah, you can actually fill that CME gap before you actually get that reversal towards the upside. Now you can see as we're coming into this trend line, we had the RSI actually resetting, coming into a massive support zone as well, and price action of course on the higher time frame coming into massive support. And if you pair that up with a fear and greed index here, you can see that we're actually at extreme levels of fear right now, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. And we're on support. Like, people are getting very bearish on support and fearful. And every time we have peak fear in the market, that actually leads to a massive bounce. So you can see that this is the level that I'm not going to be getting bearish on, although I do think that we won't see an immediate pump. Again, I'm ready for 100K tomorrow. You know, I have that at the back of my mind where anything can happen at any time. So I'm not going to be getting bearish because we're still in a bull market, in my opinion. And you can see that we're actually coming into a massive support. So we're actually likely to get that bounce. Now, we need to be looking at this chart to be seeing where potentially we can get that bounce. And you can see that we have our levels here. We're still below our EMAs. And of course, we're still below our previous month's mid-range. So we had a tweezer top here. So that's a bearish candlestick formation where they are equal. It's actually quite powerful as it sometimes marks the top of a trading range. So potentially we can actually start to come to the range lows before we actually get some more support and we fill that CME gap. We actually sweep these lows, you know, fill the rest of the liquidity. Then we go towards the upside. That is a real possibility. So in my opinion, in the presence of this bear moon, it's likely we get some chop at very best. I don't expect a massive reversal until at least next Thursday. So of course, that's something to be watching for. But again, I'm not going to be getting bearish. We're trading at levels of massive support. So again, I'm contradicting myself, but it's essentially a function. You know, I want to be saying if we reclaim this level, I will be bullish. But if we don't, I'm expecting some chop. It's very, very binary. It's very easy. That's literally trading. You want to weigh up different scenarios and see what's happening. So yeah, on to the next thing that I was talking about. You can see that Trump actually imposed tariffs on China. And this happened in March of 2018. And he done it again now that it's his second term in office right now. So this may be a massive warning signal that may indicate a massive reversal. Now, although I do think that this is really unlikely and is already priced in the market, if rates don't actually come down anytime soon and sentiment still remains bearish, and of course, if you look at your daily exchange volumes, they continue to actually chop around and actually move towards the downside, actually indicating more manipulation taking place, I think that it's likely we can have a massive move towards the downside even more, and things can get really ugly really quick. So bulls are running out of time, although I am very bullish and I do think still we can actually see that massive reversal, which will lead to an alt season this time, and more on that on tomorrow's video. I think that, yeah, we are in the region where, of course, we're in a danger zone and we need to actually reverse very soon, because if we continue to have strong momentum to the downside and volumes remain quite low, that is a very bad sign. So, of course, we haven't really come below. We're starting to actually tick up on the volume in the short term, as you can see. So in the month of March, we've actually started to move to the upside. So it's looking good so far in the short term there. So we need to just maintain volumes going higher, and that will be looking quite good. But you can see that open interest actually got flushed, and every time we have a flush of open interest, that's been really bullish, because it means leverage is not driving the market upwards on the next rally. It's going to be spot buying, which is sustainable. It's, you know, people actually buying the underlying asset instead of borrowing to actually buy it. We've known from the financial crisis, even when you have a lot of leverage in any market, is typically very bad. So that's looking quite good, where your open interest is actually flushed on this dump here. So that's actually looking good. And of course, it's likely, again, this is another statistics that's pointing towards a bottom in the market here. Our standard corrections for this bull market has been in and around that 24%. So minus 24% is the average, and we've currently at minus 28%. And last time we had a massive dump, August 6th of 2024, it was 30% to the downside, and we actually had a massive rally towards the upside. So of course, I think mean reversion is real. Of course, you can backtest this on any asset. It's likely you revert to the mean. So in my opinion, I do think that we're actually going to be getting this massive rally off of this trend line anytime from now. We have our RSI actually really oversold, so it's likely we can get a move toward the upside. So if you want to be taking some trades, make sure to be checking that first link down below for HyroTrader. HyroTrader is a crypto prop firm where they actually allow you to trade up to 100,000 US dollars in your Bybit account, and you get to keep up to 90% of that profit. And of course, it costs you a relatively low amount to access that $100,000 in your Bybit account to actually prove that you can trade with before you get it live. It only costs about $500, which is insane to get 6 figures. So I think it's actually a great deal here. And of course, using my first link down below, you can support the channel and you actually get this coupon code where you get 5% off, which is quite nice, so you can save some money. And if you just look at a challenge, you have to actually use demo funds and prove that you're a profitable trader. You have to make 10% on your capital, and then on phase 2 you make 5%. And once you actually pass your challenge, then you get a refund of your $500, so you're risk free at that point, which is just mind-blowing. And yeah, you get to keep up to 90% on your profits once you scale your account. So that is absolutely insane. If you're a good trader, I think this is a no-brainer in my opinion. So that's the first link down below. And of course, if you want to be using a traditional exchange for whatever reason, you have Blofin over here that's actually running a nice deal for my community here. You guys also get $100,000 in deposit bonuses here, so make sure to be checking Blofin out. You can check the dates there. It's from March 3rd to March 18th, so you're running out of time. I think within this window here, it's actually nice to just be getting these deposit bonuses and be using anything to actually build up your account ready for this next leg up. So make sure to be checking that out. And yeah, that'll be it for me. Make sure to be following me on X to be staying up for consistent updates here. You can see I include data points that I don't have time to actually cover on YouTube, and of course I cover charts ahead of time on X here. So make sure to be checking me out on here and be following me with post notifications on, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next update video tomorrow. Have a blessed rest of your day or night. Peace guys, see ya, bye bye.